It's a lovely Sunday morning. I guess I better go in and edit some videos. Hope I got something to look at. Alright, I had a bad day today. It wasn't terrible. But I woke up this morning to find that my freezer had died. Which is a big bad one. It's the big one. About half full. So, that meant I spent all morning cooking. Can't let that food go to waste. I had to give some away. That's alright. You know, it's alright. Sometimes folks can use a turkey or a brisket. And I cooked up all I could, so I think I've saved it, I think. And it's kind of late now, and I'm tired, and there's my thumb, and I think I'm going to drain the gas out of this rototiller. Alright, let's see what we got here. I'm going to try to get back so I don't splatter it all over myself. Ain't coming out too quick, is it? It's about half full, which probably means the line's clogged up. Alright, I'm gonna have to use both hands here. Use my nose to turn the camera off. Well, I got that far, and as soon as I turned the camera off, I had to rush my little dog to the emergency vets, which wasn't much fun and not very cheap. She's still there, so I don't know what got in. We have a lab. She's a little bit crazy, but they got in some fight and the lab dang near killed her. So anyway, we'll get through this too, won't we? I guess I'll have to work on my rototiller later. Alright, I went to an auction this morning, but when I got there, the gnats were so bad they tried to carry my hat off. And the thing I was looking at was not in too good a shape, so I decided as much fun as an auction could be and the opportunity to get some more stuff I don't really need was there, I decided I better just come on back and work on the junk I already have. Namely that. Oh, there's my thumb, by the way. And I stopped by my buddy's house what borrowed my other rototiller and picked it up, so I'm going to wheel it in here presently, and I'm going to try to at least get this thing so it'll roll around and check the oil and see if it'll run or something like that. Another thing that I sent with the tiller is a little trailer I have that I scavenged somewhere. You know how it is. And that little part right there is just had a 3/8 bolt sticking through it, so it's a real pain in the butt to hook and unhook the trailer. So I'm fixing to fix that, or at least make it more usable. At least that's my idea. Also got my injectors in for the 5.0 out there. Alright, I'm getting distracted again. I got too much going on here, don't I? Oh yeah, coffee. Alright. Here's what I did. I took a washer, I ground 3 sides of it so it'll lock in there. And I'm going to weld that nut like that right there. Well, no, just like that. And then I got to find a knob to weld to a bolt on the other side so you can tighten it up. And then I'll be done with that project, I hope. Alright, I did some more scavenging. I found this little sprocket. So what I'm going to do is drive a 3/8 nut in there, and I'm going to do it without mashing my thumb again. And probably I'll do it without the camera on just for extra caution. And I'm going to thread this up in there, and then it all should, by the way, this pays off to scavenge. I can't remember where I found a handful of them, but I picked them up. And then I should be able to hook and unhook my trailer in a stylish manner, sort of. See there? Now if I calculate everything right, I should be able to put a little spot of weld in there and be golden. Let's test my theory. Right, George? I think that's got it. Ooh, she's hot still. I didn't smash my thumb, but I did warm the other one up a little bit. By George, I think that's got it. And it's the only one in town like that. Alright, something has happened with this tiller's transmission. It'll go a little while and then it'll lock up. And I think it's got something to do with, I noticed the axles are easing out as you roll it. So, I don't know. I don't need two tillers, so I may as well sacrifice one to make one live. I think that's my plan. This one's got new tires, so I'm just going to put them tires on here. This gas tank is very rusty inside, so I'm going to rig that one up, I think, for the moment, to see if this thing will run. And if it all runs good, then I'll try to soak that in vinegar or something like that. That's what I'm thinking now. I'm gonna check the oil. Let me get busy. I'm gonna have to take the carburetor apart, I'm sure. But let's see what's up. All right. It wasn't at NASCAR speed, but I did get the wheels and tires changed. This one had roll pins. That one had 5/16 bolts. So now I need to check it over, oil, all that kind of stuff. And I'm sure I got to take the carburetor apart. It needs a new muffler, but I ain't gonna worry about that till I hear it run one time. And yeah, maybe I'll sell that one. Maybe I better keep it for parts. You know, parts, everything's topsy-turvy these days. You know, man, I don't know. Some of you know. Anyway, I need to take this carburetor apart at this time. One of these ought to do, right? Well, that's not the best sign. I took that off. There weren't no air filter in there. Hopefully it just fell away. It's probably styrofoam. But it could be somebody run it without the air filter, and when you're in the dirt, that can hurt. Ooh, that smells very bad. Very, very bad. We might have to do an alternate means of removing it. Let me see. Alright, I think I got it loose. Oh, yeah, that's good stuff. Good stuff in there. Oh, man. Alright, the update is it has spark, which is good. The carburetor is pretty grimy inside, but I think it'll clean up. We might have this thing running here in a little bit. The oil in it looks clean as a whistle. Clean as a whistle. Alright, let me see what else. Well, how do you like this? I had to take the carburetor off because I couldn't get no fuel to go through it. Now I got that working, but this is bent and stripped. And I can't seem to get those bolts loose just yet. But I may as well do it while the carburetor's off. Actually, it's not stripped. How did anybody think that was a good idea? I guess you're supposed to put the carburetor on first and that on last. I guess that's the way. But it is bent. I don't know. Let me ponder that. Whew! After some very serious work with the impact driver, I finally got this thing broke loose without breaking it. Whoever thought it would be a good idea to put a Phillips head screw 5/16 diameter in an exhaust, you know, probably not a good idea. Alright, let me work on this one now. That one ain't coming out so easy, and I'm having to resort to butch type methods. Alright, now let's see what I can do with it. Alright, what I did was I welded a nut on there, and I think that's got her. Alright, I went down to the Napa store here in town, which used to have all this kind of stuff on hand, but you know, with the way of the world, we don't do that no more. And they ain't the only ones. Anyway, hard to get, special order. I'm gonna have to pay for it, you know. So, I think what I'm gonna do is order some stuff online. I did just squirt a little bit of ether up in there, and she fired right up for a second. So I think it's gonna run. The engine oil looks clean. I'm gonna roll the dice, but I can't work on this no more. I gotta go get my tractor fired up and loaded on the trailer. I'm gonna send it to my cousin, who is gonna rebuild the engine. I went to an auction this morning and was thinking of buying another tractor, but you know, it looked to be about the same shape as the one I got, except a little bit newer. And Lord knows I don't need no more projects. There's what else I just noticed. The float's got a hole in it. You can see it right there. Guess I'm gonna need a new float. Wasn't that nice? The darn tube's got a hole in it. Right in the rusty spot on the wheel. So that's something else to fix. Still leaking all the calcium, I guess. Maybe that's what's in it, or water. Anyway, I've checked the oil to be sure that didn't all run out. I put fuel in it. $5, 60 cents a gallon. That's another story. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can make this thing run. Well, now she's running. Whew, did I mention it's hotter than haze out there? 74 in here though. I better get that split air conditioning system though, so I got more efficient. Alright, let me go hook to my trailer and load this tractor up and fire up that one out there. Gets about 8 miles a gallon.